we have a new hole. That's right. I know I said at the end of last episode that I cleared that forest for no reason, and this is why, because more or less straight after I finished recording last time, I found this, which is our brand new base, or will be our base once I do anything with it. Yeah, that's right. Pretty cool. It's not as big. Well, I think it's the same width, but it's not quite as deep. But honestly, I'm okay with that. It has a better slope down into it, which is kind of what I was looking for with the first one. Which is why we've moved here, and we're also in a lovely little forest, rather than the kind of creepy, dark forest we were in before. It was cool, but it just didn't really fit the vibe. So we've moved. We've moved. As you can see, I've got a few things set up here. Did a bit of the classic off-camera mining, you could say. I've got a few clips to show actually of things that I got up to. So first, probably most importantly, I will show you guys what I got up to with Abens and Dark when we visited an ancient city. Yeah, an ancient city. So this is definitely the least prepared I've ever been for an ancient city run. I tend to leave them alone until I've got at least full enchanted diamond armor, but this time I just kind of went what the hell. I can't lie though, we did have a couple of close calls during this run. A warden spawned right next to me at one point and trapped Ben and Dark in the room underneath it. I had immediately just dipped out of there. Very courageous, I know. They did eventually manage to get out of the little fridge room they were trapped in. They were just dug out of a wall, which was interesting. I literally just watched from afar. I also then ended up almost walking directly into the warden, just like straight on, and very, very quickly turned around. I do wish I had the audio for my reaction to that, because I'm pretty sure I did like a full-on like scream, like cartoon yelp as I saw him. Overall, it was a pretty successful raid. I don't think we actually had any casualties the entire time, which is pretty impressive. We got a bunch of loot, a few cool armor upgrade things, which I don't think I can actually use yet, but we'll get there eventually. Basically, good times all round. So that was eventful. It was stressful. I can't lie. It was pretty damn stressful. Just even from those little bits you saw, we were just creeping around. There were several wardens in there. It was interesting, but we did get a lot of stuff from it, which was really good. We've got chests and chests full of stuff now. It's pretty cool. We got also visited some like pillager places, and I've got some other bits, trims and all sorts of things. We're doing pretty well for gear. Basically, I got a lot of emeralds. I was using Gina's little villager setup, and I used all of the, well, I've not even used all of it yet, the blackwood logs that we got from deforesting our first area. I've been using those to like basically just get a bunch of emeralds, and that's how I've got this diamond gear, more or less, although some of this was found in chests. Also set up a little dripstone farm. Very, very basic, very, very slow, but I set this up and immediately found a dripstone cave. So we now have a load of dripstone, which is quite nice. But yeah, so we're doing pretty good. I think what I will do this episode is build our starter base. So the cave, the hole itself, is actually going to be our eventual base. But for now, we need to get something set up so I can store all this stuff in a good spot. So, in the meantime, we're going to build ourselves our starter base. Now, I sort of briefly mentioned at the start of the series, I think, that I wanted to do archaeology. If I didn't mention that, we're going to do archaeology. My whole thing is that I want to be an archaeologist and like dig up stuff. I think I said I wanted to uncover the secrets of Willow SMP, which is something maybe we'll get around to at some point. For now, we're going to be using some basic archaeology. I've done a little bit already. We've got some pottery shards and stuff. But yeah, we've done a little bit of exploring, found some cool stuff, and yeah, we are going to make our base a giant dinosaur skull. I've seen a few people do this before. It's quite a cool idea. This one is my own design. I've used like concepts from people. Lots of people have done the kind of dripstone teeth and the dripstone skull, so I will be using that kind of, that scheme. But this is my own kind of built from the ground up. So yeah, I'm very excited to do this. I think I've got the resources I need for it. So we're gonna build this thing, and it's gonna be pretty cool. I thought I'd take some time while this time lapse is going on just to say thank you all for the support on the first video. It really does mean a lot. I'm not really used to making YouTube videos, so transferring what I would normally do on a stream and trying to condense it down is a really new challenge for me. I really hope you're all enjoying this series so far. I've got some really cool build plans and just general ideas that I want to explore in the upcoming episodes, so definitely make sure to stay tuned for that. Especially once we start playing with the create mod, because that stuff can get pretty crazy. It's very, very cool. I'm very excited for it. Something I really wanted to focus on with this Willow series is getting out of my comfort zone a bit. I'm quite bad for just sticking to what I know when it comes to Minecraft, so I really wanted to try some styles of building that I wouldn't normally go for. I tend to build what I guess is cottagecore style stuff, using pretty standard block palettes, so I saw this as an opportunity to really go for something a bit more out there and a bit different for me. I'd seen people build huge T-Rex skulls before using dripstone as the main block for them, and I figured something like that would really suit this archaeology theme that I'm going for with my builds for this season. So I used that idea and kind of scaled it down into like a feasible starter base size. After building this, I actually did dig out a basement as well for a chest area, as I realised this was nowhere near big enough to fit all the random stuff we'd gathered from like the various places we'd raided. I'm always kind of genuinely amazed at how much stuff there is in modern Minecraft. Like, I've only really explored a few structures, and we already have about 12 chests worth of random stuff. Particularly when, like, new dungeons and mobs are added in mods, I almost get a bit overwhelmed by the sheer amount of just things there are. I don't know about you guys, but I'm a big fan of Vanilla Plus style mods, ones that add really useful features but kind of stay within that boundary of feeling Minecrafty. Ones that come to mind are Supplementaries and Quark. They are very much mainstays for anyone building a mod pack, just because they're so simple on a surface level, but they add so many cool features and expand on existing ones, which I think is the main thing you want from a Vanilla Plus mod. Let me know in the comments what Vanilla Plus style mods are your favourites, especially if there's one that you think is a bit less well known. I know there's some mods that are so good and they just completely fly under the radar, so I would love to know what your guys' opinions are. Once I had finished sort of designing and building the main skull, I realised it felt a little bit lonely, like it just kind of stuck out quite oddly from the ground, like it just looked just weird on its own. So I decided to add this little moss veranda to it, just so there was a bit more variation to it. Having a build made completely from dripstone isn't the most exciting thing to look at, so I figured this would be the best way of getting that sort of balance of having this nice, cool, interesting build, but also giving it a bit more variation. It just looked kind of like one solid colour, so yeah. I'm actually really happy with how this turned out. I wasn't really sure going in how it would look when it was done, but especially for like a first attempt, I am super happy with this. And if you guys have any cool ideas at all for decorating it a bit more, adding a little bit of more spice to it, then please do let me know in the comments. So that's more or less all I wanted to do in this episode, but there's one last thing that happened on the server that I just wanted to include. My good friend Abens had collected a bunch of wither skulls and had invited everyone on the server to fight a few withers. Pretty standard stuff, you know, nothing too crazy. Anyway, it turns out that bows are quite powerful, and I'm a really bad shot.
Oh gosh, gosh.
Oh, flipping
oh,
heck.
Holy Lord.
Careful.
Time to jump.
Oh! 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 I didn't mean it, I didn't mean it. Oh my god, I didn't mean it. I just absolutely donked him. Oh my god. Oh my god. So, yeah. Sorry, Avens. We did end up managing to kill the withers, with the only casualties being from friendly fire. But you know, I did manage to get another star out of it, so beacon, here we come. So, next episode I think we'll be tackling some bosses of mass destruction. There's a very cool item we can get from them, which is going to be extremely handy while building. Thank you all so much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed the video. please do like and subscribe. There's nothing like a bit of positive reinforcement to help with motivating my brain to actually be productive. See you next video.